saying that this concept of the parent company, Bank of America, which owns Merrill Lynch, taking these risky bet derivatives and putting them from under one shell into the other shell where it's insured by the taxpayer, that's a fraud. And we don't want to stand for that. So I'd just like to encourage everybody taking that kind of an action. And, you can encourage your friends to go in there and see if you too will be given ban and bar letters from Merrill Lynch at the risk of arrest. Simple as that. Good.
Okay. I just wanted to report on Grow Hilo as a proposal that I kind of brought up last time, and this past week, wanted to update you on what's happened. So on Wednesday, I went in and I talked with Alice Moon, who's she's working with the Downtown Improvement Association as my contact point for that, and she's very supportive of the effort. It's going very well in downtown Hilo. Majority of the businesses are really excited on what's going on. The one concern is that coconut chips are bringing in rats a little bit, so they're a little bit concerned about the coconut chips. But other than that, there's been a lot of good, positive feedback of occupying downtown Hilo with our older brother, Hilo, the Kalo plant. And so he's standing there night and day, rain or shine, occupying the streets. And then this past Friday, there was a Medicine for the People show. And we had a poster there. Yeah, right. Here's the medicine. Yeah. I brought a poster of the time lapse of what went from a poisoned lot in June to now an abundance of just staple crops now in October. Or that was my last photo. And people really was raising awareness of everyone that went in. It was right next to the front door. Almost everyone got to see how Hilo has been transformed with just a few volunteers. And I was able to collect about 100 or so either names or emails of people if they're interested in participating in the Grow Hilo or in learning more about natural farming, which is all indigenous fertilizer. And so I was able to reach a lot of people and put out a very positive message on kind of Occupy with Food. And what we're looking to do further is to there's some kava downtown, and we're trying to actually spread them out a little bit. So our next planting point is right below Kaikoto building. There's that parking lot that's kind of like a bunch of trash is in it right now and some other things. And so that's our next kind of larger project. So I'll let you guys know when we got that together, but maybe end of this month we'll try to do another planting there, get those kava happy. And this morning I picked up 200 hollow huli of a very good leaf variety. It's an ele ele. And so I have those available for more plantings around downtown. And we gave out close to 200 huli, maybe more. Michael helped us out hooking the people up after the show. So a lot of people left with starts for food, and I think that's a very positive way to do this because we all have different things, but we all eat every day, or probably should eat every day. If you don't eat every day, you're an exception too. But so the food is another thing, and I was going to bring some cassava here tonight to share with you guys, but I just ran out of time and energy, so I'm glad I could just show up in person. But I'd really like to start bringing food here, and all cooked from the land and the roots, and share the abundance of Hawaii that we've all talked about. So I really think that's a positive way for us to get our energy and share that is sharing like pure energy with each other. It's like, here, eat this delicious food I prepared. And so just a little update on what I've been working on. Things are going great. People are really receptive to the work I've been doing downtown and also to natural farming, which is really helping wean people off mainland supply chains and get them into local supply cycles. So, thank you. Oh, and then I'm going to get back up here and stand up. And on the forum that I set up, can I get like how do I get like a quorum of sorts? Is that something you guys are interested in, what I've set up there? like by show of participation, who's actually interested in participating in an online forum to kind of organize this a bit better. Okay, so we got enough there. And so if you, after when we break into these groups, come by and check in with me, and I'll get you a username and password, and we'll get that going. So. Yeah. Absolutely. Cool, cool. Perfect. Okay, thank you.
Aloha again, I'm Ike. First of all, I want to say thank you very much to whoever made those wonderful signs out there. As you were walking up this way, those were beautiful. Something that I want to propose is, I know that we make a lot of signs, but I think we need to start making signs that talk about our GAs. Saying, Hilo, Occupy Hilo GA meeting tonight. And things like that, so people actually get the idea that there's something else going on. That it's not just a protest that goes through or the people that we see on a regular basis. Also, while I'm up here, I'm going to do just an update on the encampment. I've been talking to 17 different organizations, all from the Kingdom of Hawaii. All of them are in full support of us occupying in Wailoa Park. Which is a really good thing. But I think that here in Hawaii, we really need to look at things a little bit more differently and be a little bit more mobile. Meaning that, so we set up camp in Wailoa Park. They asked us to come and get out at about 1 o'clock in the morning. So we moved. We moved to the federal building, put up our chairs, wait till 6 o'clock in the morning, turn around and go back to Wailoa Park and set up camp all over again. We're in compliance. There's nothing they can do. And we would be able to encamp more than one place at one time.
is proposing that next week, actually our next gathering, which would be Friday for the Peace Vigil, that we have signs, actually right here, didn't get to it, but some kind of a graphic sign that says Occupy Hilo General Assembly with the time, date, and place on it. Who would like to take that on? Or first of all, let me ask, following format here. A show of fingers, if that's a good idea. Is there anybody that's opposed or wants to expand on that or object to it? So do we have somebody that would like to take that on and give a point?
Oh no, I was just saying, I'll make it for next time. I'll make a giant sign that says, well, whatever we decide on tonight at the next General Assembly, I'll make a sign.
We can do a general sign and then have a place where we can keep changing it each time for it. So you can take this with you if you want tonight. That's what that sign is going to be.
Okay.
All right. And then as far as the encampment, EK, were you making a specific proposal? Were you making a specific proposal about the encampment or presenting that as an idea to?
With the encampment, what I was doing was giving an update of the things that have been worked on with the encampment right now. The group itself hasn't really met, but we're going to be doing it just a little while.
Right.
So we'll be able to talk about more ideas, but I was letting everybody know what I've been doing on my own during my spare time with my resources that I know how to try to work and get things going on.
Can I expand on that? We don't have to, as long as we have a small body of individuals at any given time, and we can schedule rotating shifts, etc. this is what you can retire, really on the move. Just if you all want to join us on the working group.
Yes. And with Occupy, we're not asking that, everybody stay 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you can stay a day, stay a day. If you can stay 12 hours, stay 12 hours. If you can stay, 4 days, stay 4 days. If you can stay 7, stay 7. It just really all depends on your schedule. What you need to do because people have lives and we know that. And we're not trying to impact people's lives so that it makes their own living situations worse. We're trying to make a better world. And those of us that can go out there are willing to go out there, and if you can, you know what, we'll be right there saying aloha to you, thank you for coming and hanging out with us for hours long as you.
And EJ's being modest. He's been really working his tail off on this spare time, right? I want to give him a big hands up. Okay, I'm going to step aside as facilitator and be here just as a member. I have kind of a big proposal to make, which I'm not expecting folks to adapt. It's kind of a big idea, but I'd like to have a little bit of discussion, or if it's something that you want to work on, we'll hook up during the work group time. In thinking about the sort of geographical divide that we have between East Side and West Side here on our island, and very, very real demographic differences as well. Hilo group, we're all on island time, but in a lot of ways we're really moving forward much more quickly because we have a larger variety of folks with a diverse group of interests. And trying to think about how to bridge that gap, some of us have been talking about bringing a Hilo crew over to their next to their first General Assembly, which is November 26th.
Yes, ma'am.
Saturday the 26th, Saturday after Thanksgiving. Some of us are thinking about going over there and joining those folks and giving them support and helping them in whatever way we can help them. Expanding on that, I've been having this fantasy about creating an Aloha bus, a tour bus. It goes around and around and around and around the island. And sometimes we would be bringing medicine for the people around to smaller communities. Sometimes we would be taking grow Hilo. Sometimes we'd be doing all of that all together. But we go, because folks live in tiny communities on this island, some of them never go to Hilo, some of them never go to Kona or Waimea. I'm thinking about, let's really occupy the island and go to the places where the people are and bring the issues, the macro issues that are going on in Wall Street and DC, and the micro issues, and what it is that we're doing to create change. EK's been working on getting a hold of Roseanne Barr, who spoke very eloquently at Occupy Wall Street before they took her bullhorn away. She's why they PA down. Anyhow, as you may know, Roseanne has a farm here at Hamakua Way. She has a TV show, reality show about living in Hawaii on her farm, something about the nut farm. Roseanne's nut. They cut it. So we also have a number of other celebrities on the island that are probably most likely empathetic to what we're doing. And so I have this idea that we can bring together some of these resources, procure a bus, and where's Mark? Mark is our resident biofuels guy. Mark can convert us up to doing biofuels for the bus. And this bus could be something that we use as sort of our flagship mobile Occupy Big Island roadshow. And we can take music, art, dance, planting, doing all the things that we are planning on doing, but taking them out to the people, visiting some of the local festivals and things like that. Maybe even doing mini encampments in a little town along the way. So Likewise, I would like to see that be a community resource, that like-minded groups, if they have an event or they want to go to another location to take their message, have that be available as an island resource for folks that are doing the work of occupying, which covers a whole broad base. So I'd like to hear from you what you think about that, how you'd like to expand on that. If you have resources, resource ideas, fundraising ideas, it'll take some doing, but that's something that if folks are open to that or supportive of that, I would like to put that out there as something that we work on as an official project.
So on the subject of the Aloha bus, I think our schedule, or our format we were doing is people start action committees. So my question, I just had a real quick question. Are you thinking about organizing a committee? Asking for a champion to start a committee, or?
That would be sort of the, Aloha would be doing outreach, kind of as first an outreach group, although that would be a really big part of it.
All right, well, I can talk to you when we do functional group later. Thank you.
Good idea.
I just wanted to thank you for that idea. I think that's an excellent idea. I grew up in Kona, and I was born in Honoka'a, grew up in Kona, and now lived in Hilo for 8 years. And so I feel like I understand that there is a really big divide, which is silly because we're on this island in the middle of the ocean, and we really need to try to use all of our resources. And there's so many different resources that Hilo has that Kona doesn't have, and vice versa. So I think that having some sort of unification just makes sense. So I'm totally in support of that, and whatever I can do to help, I would love to be part of that group. I don't have an instant idea, an offering I can give to that, except that I support it. And then I also, while you were talking, I got inspired, and I thought I want to do like an Occupy Pahakuloa, because it's in between, and it's an area that really needs healing. And it just made me think like, oh, well, here we are on one side of the island, and here's a group on the other side of the island, and what's right in the middle is the really sacred area that's been just totally desecrated. And here's this area that, talk about a radical, that's what the military is. I don't know what the implications would be if we get kicked out instantly, if there's anywhere that we could occupy in that area, that we would even be able to be there for more than a couple hours before we'd be taken away or told that we had to leave. But that's an interesting idea too, so maybe that would be another proposal, would be if there's a way that we can brainstorm to, even if it's just driving Occupy with Aloha bus through that area regularly, but some way to be a presence in the Pahakuloa area. That's very interesting to me as well. Thanks.
Okay, this is going to look weird on the meeting minutes, but hi everybody. I wanted to make a proposal that we either have like an ad hoc cleanup committee after each event or meeting, or I don't know if that we can pick it every time we show up together, and like whoever plans to stay the longest can make sure. But last time we were here, I picked up a lot of garbage, flyers and leaflets and little bits and that, and I have a small lost and found collection started. Some things have been found, and I'm down to 2 glass bottles now, but I propose that we have a clean up the space when we're done with it committee. And I'll clean up this one. Done. Right on. Tina?
Okay.
I just have one more personal announcement. This is from me and my family. My partner Lance, who's sitting on the corner over there, my partner Michael right there. Every year we throw an orphan Thanksgiving, but we call it a celebration of life. We would like to invite all of you guys to come and have food, hang out at our house on Thanksgiving. feel free. You can look us up on Facebook on the Free Hawaii site or the Occupy Hawaii site or Occupy Hilo. We'll give you directions. If you can bring something wonderful, if you can't, don't worry about it. There's going to be lots of food, and it's a good way for people to get together and really start to think about being one people instead of being separated.
Okay. We need to get moving on into our working groups, just so we all have a chance to meet with one another. Recognizing that there are some folks who are going to work in more than one group, I'm thinking that we spend 10 minutes, you know, in your first group, and then if folks are still feeling like meeting, we can continue to meet in those groups, or you can switch around to other groups if you want to get acquainted. So does that sound like a good way to go? So first of all, I just would like to kind of review what we went over last week, because some of the proposals for groups, and Black Sharpie. And I'm going to write down the group ideas that we came up with last week. I'd like for you all to help me remember those. The two brain cells up there are getting a little faded. Media outreach as one, outreach as separate, yes?
I think if you're going to include your bus tour and all that as outreach, that it's a different thing.
I'm thinking kind of outreach in terms of like aloha outreach, media outreach. Got outreach and aloha. I'm thinking of
Actual occupied.
camp. Yeah. Support. What sort of support?
Just like supply.
Logistics.
Sustainability and legal.
Sustainability and what? What was that?
Hilo. Sustainability.
Okay. Legal. I'd like to add fundraising, /donation raising. And somebody said sign making. Would we like to expand that into sign making and art department?
The Imagination Station. We already have an Imagination Station.
Where would
military protest? We have like war activists going on.
So
Free Hawaii, I guess.
Free Hawaii.
Elections, I think. I don't remember
Now it seems like some of clean elections and some of the war efforts, even doing demonstrations up at the military base. I kind of think of these as kind of being macro and micro, things that we have to be working on and be vigilant and diligent on in solidarity with the greater movement. And then we've got kind of more of our local things. Does that make sense? What we can say?
Well, I think we're missing someone.
Hi, my name is Lance. I think we're missing somebody tonight that started a committee last week that was called Politics. I think that's dealt with.
We also have college science too. But we should be concentrating basically at the outset, we should be looking at the main, fundraising, working on the legal also. I'm working on the legal issue. So, but I mean, we should break down into the main core issues right now, and then expand upon to the free water.
Other additions to working groups that you all see as being logical to look at tonight, bring them to you?
I did have a question, and that is like in the larger Occupy movement, if proposals are raised, they're not raised in the General Assembly, they're brought to the working group and then to the General Assembly from there. I don't know if we're large enough or formal enough for that yet, so I would propose that while we're building our structure and confidence and dealing with this, that we allow topics to be raised at General Assembly and just let people know which working group they're going to.
I think it's really important what Lance was just saying is that, again, I keep thinking of us being on island time. So we're getting ourselves organized, and as we self-organize, new people come in, you know, to make people feel welcome to bring their issues to this main group. But as we get to know what each of the working groups are, to direct those folks to those groups so that the work can actually take place there. General Assembly being the time when we all come together, not to make micro decisions that should happen at the group level, but the bigger work of all the groups. Does that make sense? Okay. So help me choose which groups we want to meet with tonight. The folks that proposed a group to work on Palestine issues, those folks aren't here tonight, so it doesn't make sense to me to...
I just want to say one thing. One of the things that's really important that we need to look at is the Free Hawaii movement. The reason being is because for any of our encampment ideas, anything that prolongs anything on any of the land, it is Free Hawaii people, it's the people of the Hawaiian Kingdom that are going to be the ones that save our citizens. Because they're going to give us the rights to be able to occupy certain places under the promise that we're also representing them as people. And so we have to make sure, like with the encampment, that it all goes together as Free Hawaii, because those are the people that have our back as of right now for any of our encampments and for all of our encampments.
Okay, so I'm seeing...
Just on that note, the stuff I've been doing kind of downtown, it's been with the Free Hawaii, kind of been getting my back on a lot of it. You know, they tell me if I have any trouble, just kind of come down and see them. And they're just putting up a speed bump for everyone else to go over that's really taking a lot of the heat off of what we're doing here. So working with them is a good idea.
So on that note too, I think if before you go down to Occupy Commandment statue, you need to talk to them. There may be some people that aren't going to feel too good about that. That's all.
Oh no, I can give some here. With the research that I've been doing, I've been on this tirelessly for the last, I don't know how many days, almost 10, 12 hours a day. I've talked to everybody in Parks and Rec. I've talked to so many different Hawaiian kingdoms. I've talked to the state. I've talked to federal. I've talked to the national park. I've talked to everybody. And they've all given me the same exact information. If you have the support of the Hawaiian kingdom, there is nothing that they can do about it.
Yeah.
No, Hilo.
Yeah.
That's all I was saying. That's all.
That's awesome. That is so nice to hear that.
Well, can I propose then, because if we're going to encamp as a group, that really involves everybody. Can we just all talk about that as a big old small group right now? Are you prepared to do that, or do you want to sit down with certain folks?
I think that what needs to happen right away is the encampment group needs to meet, because it's the group that is going to inform the encampment. That was the group that we set up to start that process. so we need to give that group the opportunity to see what other resources they can come up with, then share with the group. Then if the group has more ideas to think about, then we go further along those lines. But first, let the people that signed up and want to be a part of the group, and anybody else can be a part of the group also. Just meet together and we can all come up with some wonderful ideas, but I don't think that the GA is a good opportunity right now to try to make decisions on things that will affect the whole movement here in Hilo.
And that's not to say that, you know, not everybody's input is welcome, but we're just not quite there. We're feeling kind of like we do need to break into groups where other people can work on the other issues that are important to them. Because the evening's wearing on, and I just put little boxes here by ones that I know there are people represented that want to work on these things: media, encampment, sustainability, Free Hawaii, and I'll put here just aloha. Any of these other groups people would like to get together and meet on?
Well, if anyone's interested, I'm certainly willing to hear people's thoughts about working in this political area. Politics, that's the group where we're missing the person who suggested it. I'm happy to ask for the proxy for that person if anyone wants to.
So maybe just by a show of hands, just so we can get some general numbers for groups right now. How many people here want to get into the media group and talk about media? 1, 2, 3, 4. Outreach and aloha, aloha ba. 1, 2, 3, reaching out to different groups, like doing outreach to Kona, doing outreach. It's actually, I'm thinking of it more as where we're publicizing the events that the other groups are putting together. So it's kind of doing aloha, but other groups are going to be feeding events or ideas. Doing promotion and aloha. Planning on that. Okay, so we've got 4 people there. Encampment, how many people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we got a whole bunch there. Sustainability, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we got it there. Free Hawaii, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I saw some hands go up twice. So maybe what we can do, we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, and you said politics? Okay. Who would like to work on political issues? Things like constitutional convention, things like that. Okay, so that gives us six groups here. So maybe we can do 3 groups to start with in our first breakout, and then we can do the second round of groups, giving people a chance to meet with more than one. Does that make sense? Okay. Open to suggestion about which.
Choose which 3 groups? Yeah, we got to choose which 3 to do first.
I'm sensing that some people are going to want to go from one to another. So
yeah, maybe we could do just like the Free Hawaii, and then the sustainability at different times would help me. So there's one and then the other, and then.
Okay. What if we did media, outreach, and encampment on the first group, sustainability, Free Hawaii, and political issues?
Sure.
Does that make sense? That gives you a chance to get into at least 2 groups that you want to work with? Okay, so we need some timekeeping here, because we're starting to run into minutes here. So I'm looking at these 3 tables, if it makes any sense, or we can meet over here on the benches. But let's figure out physical location. Media group, Terry, you're right here. So does it make sense to meet here at this table?
That would be excellent.
Folks that want to talk about media.
On the time, it's looking pretty good. It's 40 almost right now. If we work on first group until 7:50 and then second group until 8, we can end at the same time we ended last time.
Okay.
We want to call it at 7:50. We can switch.
Okay. Does that work? All right. We will need a couple minutes transition though. So.
We got 2 minutes.
Okay. All right. The encampment group. Where would you like to meet for that? Okay. Oh, was it back there?
Yeah, they're all over there.
Okay. And folks that want to work on outreach and aloha, should we do that table or over here? Back there at that table. So we got media right here, encampment here, and outreach and aloha on that table there.